Hi.
Hi. Hold on, I'm gonna get the audio right. It looks like I haven't slept.
Oh, no, you look great. You look like you've been traveling. I cannot believe that you are. I just can't believe that you're in a freaking airport.
What?
I cannot believe that you're in an airport. Oh, you can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're very light now, but
Okay. Is that better?
no.
No. Oh, okay. Hold on. I know what it is. Okay. Is this one better?
Yeah.
Hold on. Is that one better?
Yeah. I'm wearing my curly hair today. Well, it's
You look
wavy.
beautiful.
Thank you. It's wavy. I took a shower. It's like, I had time to take a shower, so that happened. So that was nice. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna diffuse my hair and put some sea salt in there and like, just
Beautiful.
maybe leave it a little
Mermaid.
curly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mermaid mode.
Um, this is like total chaos in Gabby
Ah,
mode. You're in
look,
the middle of an airport.
I, I am in the airport lounge,
I love
just
it.
hanging out.
Oh, at least you're in a lounge and you're not like on a bench in the middle of people.
I thought it was gonna be like that.
Oh, really?
My husband was like, I don't know if the credit card I have will get us in here. I'm like, oh, please, please, please. Hopefully it does.
You're like, please, credit card work for me, please.
Just this once.
That's too funny. I'm excited about our guest coming on today.
Yeah, me too. So can I tell you how I found her?
Yes, because this is one of the guests that you're bringing to the chaos table. So thank you.
Oh yeah, I stumbled upon her on Instagram, and one of her videos spoke out to me. And she, like in her video, she said, "Can why does no one talk about this? Like when you go from this to that, right? So when you
Right?
go from this huge gig that you've waited so long to book,
Yes.
and then having to like wait around for the next big gig."
I am so happy that you brought this up because like that totally snagged my attention too. When you shared her Instagram feed, I was like, "Oh my God, why have we not talked about this?" Because it's for real, it's like a real thing. Yeah. So I also love a couple other things that she brought up. So that's like the main thing I was going to talk to her about, other than listening more about Danny's it's Meet Your Actor, or it's like, Meet Your Actor series. She's an actress. She's a dancer. She's a trained dancer, trained actress,
Yeah,
and a creative. So a little bit different, not voiceover, but definitely on camera. So it'll be interesting to hear how she got started and all that. Did dancing come first? Did acting come first? Like there's always a launch point, that gets you onto this path that like,
propels you to something else.
yeah, exactly, for sure. Or brings you full circle to like, you never know.
Exactly.
Or yeah,
Yeah.
it brings you full circle, but to like a different arena in like something that you started. So I'm excited. I just had to tell you besides your chaos being in the middle of an airport and broadcasting live.
Question. Is there too much background noise?
No, I don't hear it right now.
Seriously. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, it'll just add to the chaos.
It, I have my mic.
Oh, oh, so funny. I love the pink mic. That's the one that you can filter with. It's like, that's perfect. Yep. Yep. The
We're
apogee. I
not
love it.
sponsored by them, but
I know.
here's
I,
hoping.
so I'm okay. So my chaos is this is so silly, and I probably will sound like such, like, I don't even know. Maybe like, I am mad at my dog right now. I know it sounds so silly, but I'm so mad at her. Like, and I feel bad being mad at her because,
I feel
she's
like your dog needs a lawyer.
I'm so mad at her. She's getting old and crotchety and she's giving me an attitude. And I told her, we had a conversation. I said, if you don't want to go for a walk, then don't go for a walk. I'll still give you a cookie. I was being a good dog mom. And she decided tonight that she still wanted to go for a walk. And she literally, we're not even out of the garage. I'm fine if we have to walk slow, but like,
Okay.
she will like walk slower when I slow down. And then when I try to get her to hustle a little bit, because I like to walk pretty fast, but I will slow down for her because she's 10, but she acts like she's 10 going on 25. But like she started like resisting, like drag, like she not only like will walk slow,
Oh,
but then she'll like resist. And it's like, I know you want to go on a walk. You just like, so then I had to turn around. I'm like, that's it. Like I'm like, we're having a come to Jesus talk to my dog. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not walking you anymore. Like, if you're gonna walk, you need to change your attitude. Like, I'm literally having this whole conversation with my dog. And I'm like, I look like a crazy person. Like, I was like, I've had it. Like, this isn't healthy for us.
Oh, good. She give you puppy dog eyes as you're like,
She kind of looked at me like, okay, human, like, get off your soapbox, like you walk too fast anyways, like she was like,
5 years, you're gonna miss me anyway.
yeah, she's like,
I'm kidding.
whatever, like, you're only good for butt scratches anyways. So, like, and treats and feeding me food. Like, other than that, I could do without you. That's what she was thinking.
And you're gonna do it anyway. So
Yeah, and you're gonna do it anyway, so whatever. I was like, anyways, so I thought that was funny. I also discovered while we're waiting for our guest, I'm listening to audiobooks. I discovered that I am not, and this is gonna be maybe I'll get some blowback for this. I am not a fan of men voice actors changing their pitch to create the female character in the script.
yeah,
So, a lot of times audiobooks are one voice actor and they have to create the characters, whether it's just a little
many
bit of a,
voices. Yeah.
yeah, and it doesn't have to be like super intricate. I mean, they could just be small little subtle changes, depending on the author and the book and the story. I'm not a fan. I am not a fan of men voicing female voices. I don't like it. It
I
it,
haven't thought about it.
it occurred to me before,
Yeah,
and then it hit me. I was like, I don't like this. And then I realized I'm fine with women
right.
voicing male voices. Some, like not all, but more
Yeah,
so than men voicing females. It just sounds tinny or um
icky.
too pitchy, too
Yeah,
too put on. It doesn't sound natural. Not that necessarily a woman is going to be completely natural sounding like a man, but I think
oh,
I
yeah,
think
but
my
they're
male
like
voice is pretty good.
pretending to be instead of actually taking on that character as what would I be as a woman?
Yeah,
They're just like, oh, what's a woman? Who's a woman in my life that I can copy? Oh, okay. She sounds like that.
yeah. And I'm also not a fan of authors if they're not going to do a full cast and they're just going to have one main narrator.
Yeah.
But then they switch it up and they slice in like one or two chapters at the end of like the male character that's voiced by the female, the main narrator, main
Okay.
narrator,
Yeah.
main narrator. Thank you. I can talk. But then all of a sudden they bring in like they actually hire a male voice actor to just do maybe one or two chapters that they insert into like the whole story.
Yeah.
When I've been listening to the main female narrator narrating the male voice the whole time, it's really jarring because it's like that's not the male
Oh,
voice that that I've like fully invested in. Like
right. Yeah.
that's not the voice that does not match what was in my head that was created from the main female narrator. Do you know what I'm saying? I might be on a soapbox tonight, but like I have some thoughts, some feelings.
I well, it makes sense. I mean, you've been listening to it and I haven't listened to it, so I don't know, but I do imagine I so lately I've been reading this book, Respect for Act. Have you read it?
Oh wait, hold on one second. Oh,
Can you hear me?
yes, our guest is running a little bit late.
Oh, okay. By Uda Hagen.
Oh,
And he talks about, or in her book, she talks about what it is to, what the difference between putting on a character instead of really finding that character within yourself because
Mm,
you have the capacity as an actor to
yeah.
pull all these characters from within instead of
Right.
trying to copy someone that you know or that you've seen.
Right.
And that when you copy, you don't get the same reaction.
Totally. Totally. I believe
So
that too.
it definitely makes sense. Hi.
Welcome.
Hi,
Oh,
Huh?
you're
Danielle.
muted. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Oh, hi.
How
Welcome,
are
welcome
you?
to the chaos table.
Thank you. I was about to say, well, you said welcome. I said welcome, but I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense.
We're happy that you're here. We were just discussing audiobooks. And I'll just recap really quickly. I'm not a big fan of men voicing a female voice, but I'm fine with women voicing a male voice. And I know that that could get a ton of kickback for that, but that's just my opinion and I stand by it. So,
I
um,
kind of agree, though.
oh, really? You listen to audiobooks too?
Yes, I love audiobooks. I'm a podcast girl. I was lucky enough to narrate an audiobook once, which was really
Oh,
great.
wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Cool.
How did you like it? Because I know that voice acting is not you are mostly a dancer and an actress, right? Non-camera actress. So how did that come about? How did that opportunity come about?
Well, my agency has a bunch of different agents in different departments, so
Yeah,
I like occasionally get like voiceover and acting work as well.
yeah,
And then yeah, I've never gotten like an audiobook before, and
yeah.
then I just got it. I tried it. I did a southern accent. It was very bad, like in my opinion. I did it. I sent it in. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw it out there. And then I booked it, and it was cool. I think I definitely underprepared because I didn't read all of the stories before I did it.
Yeah.
And it was a anthology of like
Okay.
stories. So every story was different. So I was kind of like I would trip up a lot. I would stutter. I'd like flub words or not pronounce things super clearly. So like
Yeah.
every time they'd be like, stop, they'd be like, you said something, you like said it kind of weird there. Can you like go back? I'm like, okay. Getting nervous every single time they stop me.
No,
But
that's
yeah,
awesome. It sounds like you were in like you were actually in a studio.
Yeah.
Like we do voice, we have like studios at home. So there's no production studio, there's no
oh,
producer. We're literally the producer, the director, like everything, from home, remote. And so I that sounds amazing, right, Gabby, to be in a studio
Yeah.
and have
To be
someone,
directed. Oh my
right?
God. Yeah. Because then you
In
don't
a
have to do the hard work of going back and listening and then, going in and being like, I think I said that incorrectly, but
yeah.
I'm not sure.
yeah.
Typically, like when you do an audiobook, because I have done an audiobook, and I was the main narrator, typically like you have to read the whole story, like at the book, or like, actually, however you would read it, a real book if you wanted to. And then, you go through and you voice it. And then not only do you have to voice it, then you have to go back and listen to it and proof listen to it to make sure if you're not already like real time recording and proofing as you go. So it's like a whole
Yeah.
thing. People, I think the audiobook voiceover work is underappreciated and underfunded and underpaid. It's like the
Yeah.
nurses at the hospitals.
Yeah.
Like they should be being paid more. But anyways, I digress. So, how did you get you are a creative, you're an actress,
Yeah.
you're a dancer, and Gabby and I both have a topic that we want to chat with you about that was inspired by you're also an influencer, I think, like you're on social media, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, try like kind of trying. It has been really cool. Like I have gotten a lot of really good reception from literally like one post that I made. And it kind of built like a community like by accident, but I'm really happy because that's kind of what I was going for. Although I didn't go into this with like any really like strategy.
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
I was just like I just want to make things and like connect with people and just really share like my story as a way to cope. So with just with like what's going on and like the industry and everything. So yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
guess I'll call myself an influencer. I'll say.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
you're on
Yeah.
your way. You're on your way. Well, I mean, we can talk about that. Like, I do want because that's like a perfect transition, and then I want you to share with us like how you got into the creative world. Like did dancing and music, music come first, or did acting come? first? Which came first? But do you want to talk about that a little bit, and then we'll kind of
Yeah.
talk into that post that you mentioned because that's like the ticket right there. That's gonna be a longer
Sure.
conversation.
Yeah, so dancing definitely came first.
Oh,
I
okay.
really feel like as soon as I was like out the womb, it was just like like I was right away.
Yeah.
You danced out of the womb.
I did,
Yeah.
I did. I have like a distinct memory of like my first Christmas. I think I got some sort of present in a box, but there's like a video that exists of me somewhere where I was like I like abandon the toy, go in the box, and then I start doing like a dance.
Aw.
It was kind of funny. And my grandfather told my mom, you should really put her in dance lessons like when she's old enough to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she did do that. So I was lent to like a ballet school, like a very kind of generic one for maybe a couple of years. We start out kind of like junior K and SK or kindergarten level of ballet, and then you kind of like work your way up the grades. I didn't make it very far because like just financial times, my parents like they had to take me out at about like I'm not sure, like 7, 8 years old, maybe. So I didn't really get to like really start learning the hardcore principles of ballet. I was just at the very like beginning stages.
Yeah.
And so I went a lot of years without having that creative outlet. I did do like here and there a drop in acting class. I loved musicals. I was obsessed with literally anything having to do with performing, theater, and getting attention. So yeah.
I love that.
Right. I mean, we have to be honest a little bit, right? Like I just
Yeah.
wanted to be like to be that performer. And even in any like photo or like home video of myself at like under the age of 10, like I am so out there, like so much confidence, like not a shed of shyness at all. I'm trying to figure out how to get back to her because
Yeah.
being an adult, like now I'm like anxious and shy.
She's there
Yeah.
though. Your inner child's there. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's kind of like where I like dropped off for a bit, but then I kind of hit this wall where I felt like I was missing having some sort of outlet and I really wanted to try to dance again. So I just got onto YouTube, started looking up free tutorials and downloading like illegal extensions on
Yeah.
like my mom's Dell to get like the camera to like flip over, like mirror it so that I could learn the proper way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like hours of like playback, slow down to like try to teach myself how to do the moves and in whatever way I like kind of interpreted it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then from there, I like figured out what drop-in classes were here and there. I got my mom to get me to go to one. And then I auditioned for performing arts high school because I decided like out of elementary, I was like, I am going to be something in art. So I'm gonna go. I got in there for music theater. So I did like a little dance audition, a monologue, and a bit of a song. And they took a chance on me because, like, this is kind of also a separate story, but it's like also integrated with this. Is that because I like was missing this outlet, I had kind of built an obsession around health and fitness at
Okay.
like 11 years old. So I started like going to the gym like religiously as much as like a 11-year-old can go with their parents' permission. I would go every weekend. I would like work out at home. I would do Pilates workouts online because we would have like YouTube and all that stuff. And
Right.
then even like diet, I don't know. I tried like every fad, everything that someone told me to do online, I did, protein powders, all that stuff. But I
Wow.
eventually started, yeah. It wasn't good. And I feel like I really was malnourished. And now when I look back at photos, like you can see like the per the progression of me getting like sicker and sicker. And then this was around the time that I was like leaving elementary school and I had to audition to go into this high school, but I was in the hospital and I just like, could not go to the audition. So my sister like called them down and she was like, you have to let her audition. She's hospitalized. Like, this isn't fair. Um, she may have scared them, but they agreed after to let me come. So my audition was like during a school day at lunch. The teachers were like in their office eating mouths full of salad. They're like, okay, sing the song. And I was like, just doing it in their little office.
Yeah.
Then I got acceptance like right away. They were like, yeah, okay, we'll take you. And I was like, okay, great.
Wow.
That's
Um,
a win. That's a win. And that's what big sisters are for, to scare
Yeah.
people.
Good to see your sister.
yeah. No, I know. I'm grateful to her because like I probably would have just like cried about it and let it not happen and gone to some other school.
Yeah.
Um, but that school was really, really important into like who I am now, how I've learned like the skills that I have and also like my career because they did have a big like a big part in that
Hmm.
because the program like for high school in the middle of like Scarborough, Ontario, Canada, is very professional because my director, she had like ties in the industry, theater specifically.
Yeah.
Some, yeah, some like TV and film, but mostly theater. And she just ran it like the Navy. Like it was like all
Wow.
black all the time, no logos, hair done perfect, everything. Like if you didn't know a line, you had to leave like class. Like it was the whole shebang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like she was Juilliard standard then.
Yes, yeah, basically. But I
Wow.
feel like I like obviously there may have been times where it was maybe traumatic for a 16-year-old to go through some of that stuff, but
Sure.
I also feel like it really shaped like the work ethic, sorry, of me and so many other people who've come out of my program and past alumni who are now like big actors doing amazing things.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
yeah.
Wow. That is
Gabby,
amazing.
I feel like you have a question.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, so after I'm guessing because it was an arts academy, right? Your high school.
yeah.
So I'm guessing for your senior year you had to do a big number or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My school, luckily, so we had a musical every year, and I guess how it was structured is we would have like vocals, the acting class, and like we call it like the dance classes specifically all in first semester, and then we would have like musical theater be like the second semester. So people of all grades were in that specialized program as long as you like
Wow.
auditioned for and were accepted. Yeah, so it was really cool. I quite literally went to just like there's a show called Victorious. I loved it as like a kid. I don't know if your
Yeah.
I know
kids
of
have
that.
watched
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like Hollywood Arts High School. Like that's literally what my high school felt like. Everything
Oh,
down to
that's cool.
colorful lockers, murals everywhere, singing in the hallways, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, every year we did a musical. I like worked my way up. I was like accepted as a dancer at the beginning as a grade nine. And then slowly I made my way up. And then I did get my lead in the senior year.
Oh, good.
It was awesome. Yeah. We did Rent and I got to play Mimi actually, which is
Oh,
great.
wow.
Wow. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So
That's
then, like
awesome.
after graduating high school, what was your, did you have a plan?
Yes.
Were you already like focused on something?
Yeah. So I feel like I definitely knew that I wanted to go into performing. Um,
Yeah.
and I had auditioned for a theater program at like one of the universities here. I auditioned. It was really great. Like I got in. It was all good. But actually, before like after I had done that in like I want to say April of 2019, my teacher walks in one day like during lunch and she's talking to our whole auditorium. She's like, "So like, who knows about this show?" It was a Canadian show called The Next Step. It's like a dance show, kind of like a
Yeah.
preteen, yeah, preteen drama, but centered at a dance school. So there's a lot of dance battles. There's a lot of like, that type
Yeah.
of thing. Um, but it's like pretty big here and in the UK. And she was like, so like, who wants to audition for that show? And all of us were like, what?
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
yeah, she's like, casting director called me. She wants me to bring like whoever wants to audition because it's open. So who wants to? So I like in that moment, I'm like quite literally like shitting my pants. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my, like this is so cool. Like I watched that show and literally stopped watching it because I started feeling really sad, like feeling like I would never be able to be what like to be like that or to be someone in that position.
Right.
So I was like, okay, this is my moment. I'm gonna go because if I don't, I'll regret it.
Yeah.
I go, we do like a bunch of freestyle um like segments first and then they teach us choreography and then we learn it and I passed both rounds and then the last round there was like maybe 12 of us and they interviewed each one of us. So I made it through the whole way for the first day. And then I got called back for a callback. I got called back again. And then I got called back a third time. And
Nice.
then I got a call like on my way home one day from school that I got like a part in the show.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So of course that was like the best day of my life.
Oh my
Right?
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's really cool. So then you probably press pause on the university and then move forward with this job opportunity because I feel like
Ah,
I just have to interject this because I feel like education is very important
mhm.
for most people. It's not for everyone. I mean, there's so many different pathways.
Yeah.
But when you have a real life experience, a real life opportunity that is like gonna teach you and you're gonna learn and grow and network and expand, that is just as important. There's always time to go back, and get your education or finish your education simultaneously. And that's my opinion. I might be on a soapbox again, but I had a similar experience when I was younger and experience is important too.
Yeah.
Like having the experience is important too. So that's amazing. So do you guys know what So You Think You Can Dance? Do you know?
Yes, of course. I
Yes.
was obsessed with So
Yeah.
You Think You Can Dance.
Oh my God, I went to a
Yeah.
show. I went to a show. That was like, I like binge watched that show. Like before you could even like Netflix or like, like you had to like watch it in real time. So I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
shh, shh, Mama needs to watch her show. Everybody be quiet. I'm a mom, so I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, put on the cartoons, grab a snack, everybody get out. So that's like
That's so cool.
I also took ballet when I was younger and didn't make it very far, but like, it was just part of the experience. I'm not a dancer now by any means. Like I do not dance. Like we
That's pretty
actually don't
cool.
you don't want me to dance at all. Not even for fun.
I'm sure you're better than you think.
No, no, no. Like no, no, no.
She always
Actually.
says that. She has like
No.
surprises suppers.
No, no. 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 Go on, Gabby.
So, question.
Yeah.
What was like the first day you get there? What's going through your head? Like
Yeah.
I'm sure you're excited, you're nervous,
Hmm.
but what how do you prepare yourself?
Like for that first day.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
that first day.
Oh my gosh. I feel like part of me like kind of doesn't remember fully the first day, but I remember my first time going on set. It was for costume fitting and then like media training. So we were like maybe a week out from filming, but it was my first time being on set and then also like seeing what a set was.
Yeah.
Um, and then also like meeting some people who I would be working with. And it was surreal because obviously I grew up like seeing this iconic like this dance studio set, and now seeing it in person but like with no ceiling and like the chandelier down. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I really felt like in that moment like, oh my gosh, this is the beginning of like my big career. This is
Yeah.
like my like,
It's
that's
your
like
big break.
it
Yeah.
was really
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And it was, like for the time. I met like some of my like a really good friend of mine now, for the first time, which was really cool. I tried on costumes. She had just had all of these clothes for me, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are all for me. Like I
Yeah.
get to put them on, take photos of them. Um, and then my first day on set, I remember it was 5:54. I think that was my call time. And luckily the set, funny enough, was actually like 5 minutes away from my house. Cause
Nice.
yeah, because I think they may have like been a little late with planning production. So all of the other studios had been like taken. So they just did it in this like tiny warehouse. I don't know how they did it. It was 5 minutes away from my house. So my dad drove me. I think he got me a Starbucks because he was like, oh, it's your first day. Like, you gotta get it. I didn't know there'd be crafty or anything there. Like, I didn't know you'd get fed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I brought breakfast and I brought everything. And then I walked in, and then I think an AD like welcomed me and was like, yeah, let me like bring you this. Do you want food? Do you want this? I was like, oh, I can have this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was just crazy. Like, nothing I've ever experienced before, which was amazing. But I also was really nervous. Like I learned my lines ahead of time, so I was like very prepared in that sense. But this show's also like really interesting because with the script, it's like some lines are scripted, but then there's a lot of like improv that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's interesting because a lot of the people who are cast on the show aren't actors or weren't actors first.
Yeah.
So it'd be like interesting to like improv with people who like never really acted before. So yeah, it was just like a big adjustment and like learning experience. And also one of the funny memories I remember from one of the scenes was sound. was like talking to the director, and the director like just goes on the mic and goes, "Hey Danny, like you're doing so good. But you can talk a little quieter. Like
You were
you don't
projecting.
have to project as much." And I was like,
That's
it's like,
funny.
oh my gosh, like I
You're like, oh my
totally,
God.
yeah, and I still do that. Like I still talk very loud. I even feel it right now. I'm kind of projecting. I'm like, I don't need to do that. Um,
That's funny.
yeah, performer instinct, I guess. But yeah, and I guess obviously it was very theatrical because that's been most of my background. So I had to learn really like how to pull back and be a little bit more intimate for, whatever form of uh
TV. Yeah.
TV that
Yeah.
I'm doing or performance that I'm doing.
Yeah. People don't realize that when you're in theater, you're projecting to an audience. You need to be able to verbally like reach the audience member in, section 63, B or
Yeah,
whatever that's like far away. I'm just pulling a number out of my hand.
yeah,
Ahead. And then like, but when it's TV, like you might be mic'd, the camera could be right in your face. So you don't need to project as much and almost like, yeah, so it's an interesting thing. And people don't realize like when you're watching the show, like one scene is literally could be like a whole day.
yeah.
Depending on how many cameras they have, depending on like how long it takes them to set up lights and sound and everything. And then like, a lot of times they're like act natural and you've got a camera literally
Right there.
right here.
Yeah,
Like don't and you can't look at the camera, I mean, or you've got a camera literally like right over your shoulder so that
yeah,
the and it's just it's I watch TV so different now,
yeah,
because and I look at actors on TV and I'm like, wow, that took a lot. Like that took a lot. So
yeah.
dancing, so this was like a freestyle dance competition or it was like a show or was it both like the next step or was just a TV show and then there was like actual um I like characters that you guys were? Is that yeah. It
Yes.
wasn't like so you think you can dance, which is a completely like that was a
No.
competition.
Yeah, no, that was a competition. This was like, think kind of like like an office mockumentary style, although it wasn't a comedy, of course. But it was like fake real it was like fake reality TV show, but all
Yeah.
the characters had just first name, no last name. And like we all only ever lived and existed at this studio. Like you would never see us really like outside of
Okay.
it. Like there were some seasons where they had some exterior shots, but most of the time, like we would always just be living in the studio. And
Interesting.
it would just be about like the drama that happens there. So like the dance captain, someone's challenging her, or like the team is behind the dance captain's back to like do this, like that type of thing.
Yeah.
This guy does a duet with another girl, like oh no, like it's like that type of drama.
Oh my
Um,
God.
yeah, and then there's dance
Drama.
battles for honor, it's like that type of thing.
That
I think
sounds that
Oh
sounds
yeah,
I
go ahead.
mean, it's interesting, but also like really fun, right? So
yeah.
Yeah,
you're basically learning how to act with non-actors. So you have to be on like your improvised game has to be like spot on.
Spot on.
yeah, and I feel like from being like in my specific program in my specific school, because a big thing that we always were really like taught to ingrain in ourselves is that you have to be ready on the fly to always adapt to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like that's been one of the most favorite skills that I feel like I have, whether it's in this or if it's in like any other like job area that I've ever done in my life, it's always come in handy. So I'm always just able to adapt really quickly or like respond and make something up.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's very hard. I mean, I've taken classes for improv and it's difficult. Even just the exercises that you have to do to like prep for like the actual class is like a lot. And
Yeah.
and then I'm like even in life, I'm like, even if it's like a confrontation or a conversation and it could be like good or bad. And it's like hours later and I'm like, oh yeah, and like the person's gone. Like it's
I
not
know you're like, I should have said
should have
this. Yeah.
said this, like that would have been perfect. Yeah. So you went through this process of this show, and then this is leading into like kind of what we want to like touch on for sure. What happened after that? Like how long were you on the show?
Yeah, so I was on that show for technically like 2 two full seasons because we did the season 7 was the one I joined on, and then pandemic happened, COVID happened, so we were locked down for
Oh.
2 years. So then all of us came, well, most of us came back in 2022 because then they were like, oh, we're gonna do another season, which was really cool. So we did do that. And then that year I also got a couple more guest stars, day player roles for other things. So 2022 was like really great, pretty busy year for me. And then what's it called? Oh, I also auditioned for the Stratford Festival in Canada here, which I guess is it's like a big theater festival in Canada and North America.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I auditioned for that and I had a couple callbacks, and then I also got cast as ensemble and understudy in that show, actually for Rent, for the same role that I played in high school, which was
Oh,
really,
wow. That's
yeah.
cool.
I kind of circled
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because after I did it in high school, I was like, this is a dream theater role. Like I was like, I'm going to do this again sometime.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it is like a manifestation, although I didn't get to go on because unfortunately I just didn't get to as the understudy. But I'm like, it's okay. I still have at least like 15 years in the theater world to play her.
Yeah.
So I'll be okay. It'll come back. But it was really cool to like revisit that again a little bit older when I understand the material better. And that contract was long. I was there for like 10 months, like with,
Wow.
yeah. So it's a really great like job opportunity if you're a theater actor here in Canada. Like Stratford Festival is like a great place to work. And it was amazing. I loved it. I had to move to another city for most of a year. Uh,
Wow.
yeah. And
Wow.
then and actually, I was supposed to return for another season of that show, but because I was at Stratford, I already had a big filming conflict, and it was just too far. Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe we could have made it work, but obviously, it was easier to kind of say, hey, like you got to do that thing. Like you can't come back for this. So
Yeah.
then I did like a goodbye episode, and then they did one more season without me. And then that show's done. Now there's like something else, like a spinoff going off with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a brief, I was part of the family for like a brief moment, but the fan base for that show is like huge. I mean, it's funny because you wouldn't really like think of that, but
Yeah.
yeah, but they've kept the show going. Uh
Wow.
yeah, and they're still now, even like they're going on tour, for some of the dancers from the show are going on tour.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
that's amazing. So, like, I Gabby is in the middle of an airport right now, and
Oh,
Yeah.
she's
I'm
gonna have
sorry.
to
That's
walk
why I keep
down.
like muting.
She's gonna have to walk down the tarmac, or she's gonna have to go get on a plane. So I really don't want to rush the story, but like everything that you're saying is like so relatable, so amazing that you're sharing it with us because I mean, no
Yes.
matter what kind of creative you are, we all like can relate to like not exactly, but like we can
Yeah.
relate. We can be like, oh yeah, that happened to me, or oh wow, that is
Yeah.
similar, So that's like the whole point of the conversation here.
Yeah.
But what we really want to touch on, and it's probably why like you got a lot of like influenced some people, but is
Yeah.
the fact that like I mean, nobody talks about the fact that like it's okay, first of all, the whole job is rejection
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
work is in the audition.
Yep.
And you have to go through all the rejection to get the booking, and it's all timing and luck and like
Yeah.
being consistent and persistent. We have had multiple conversations, but then you book, hallelujah, you book it, and you're so happy. And then we touched on a little bit about being on set, and like it's not glamorous. I mean, it's fun
No.
and glamorous, but it's not.
Yeah. It's not.
And then not after you see the end product because you're like, oh my God, I cannot believe that this birthed out and this is what we're watching after everything we went through.
Yeah.
But then you leave the set
Yes.
and you're getting in your car and you're driving home and you still have your
Yeah.
makeup on and you had
Yeah.
to leave the outfit behind
Yep.
and you come down off this like high,
Yeah.
so high.
Yeah.
And not like literally, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you're like, back to the business. I'm back home. My kids are
Yep.
still hungry. I still have to make dinner. I still have to
Hmm.
clean the house. I still have to go to my day job,
Yeah.
And you touched on that. And it's like,
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
video that we saw, and we
Hmm.
loved it because we're like, nobody talks about that. Like, how can we not talk about that as creatives? You get this high, you're doing it, and then you have to go back.
Yeah.
And then maybe you're gonna go back and you need to get a part-time job,
Hmm.
right?
Mhm.
And you gotta pay the bills and all while trying to continuously keep your dream alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's tough. And
I have dogs behind me.
oh,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, I didn't know you were at the airport because I love to yap, so I can get to the point
No,
more.
no,
No,
no, no,
no,
no.
you're fine.
You're
I was just
fine.
warning you. She
I'm
might
the
have
only one
to
that needs to
Leave?
leave in like
Okay,
10
okay.
minutes,
You're
but
fine. I'm just
you are
warning
fine.
you. It's
You and
chaos.
Jocelyn are fine. I'm just, I gotta go in
Yeah,
15, but I mean
yeah,
in 10.
So, like your video was all about you're like, hey, here's the hi, I'm dancing, I'm on stage, and then all of a sudden you show your day job. And I love how you say that you have like two to three
Yes.
jobs, but
yeah,
you
yeah.
want to unpack that for us because I don't want to put words in your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So like I mean, I have always like been someone who's been really optimistic about the future, and obviously that's like because my family is very supportive, and maybe a little bit of naivety too. But I always believed in my dreams, and I was like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make it happen, especially because of like my past. I was
Hmm.
like, I don't let the fact that like something like money stop me from being able to do something that I know that I'm good at and that I know that I can like flourish in. So yeah, after like working on set and like doing all of those amazing things, I had a slower run. So like once I came back from Stratford, I was unemployed again. And I was in my head, I was thinking, oh, like I don't know what my next audition is gonna be. Like I was excited, but then it went quiet. Like I
Yeah.
really had many auditions in 2024. I did some things, like a couple tiny day things, but like definitely nothing to live off of. I had to get a full-time job and then go back to customer service. And I feel like really after being at Stratford, like for a year, like being paid professionally to do something you love, and then having to go back to what you used to do after, like soured it so much. Because it made me realize I was like, I really don't I I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Like, if that makes sense. Like, and I'm not
Hmm.
in a bad way at all, because it's an important job, of course,
Yeah.
but I just felt like I'm meant for more. And I always felt that every single day going to work, like getting on the bus or like the subway, like, clocking
Yeah.
in, being on my 30-minute lunch, like every day I couldn't stop thinking about how I meant to be somewhere else.
Yes.
Um, and it's really hard and it's really like stressful and like heavy on your soul.
Hmm.
You start worrying about like your self-worth. It starts to like creep in, insecurity. You see everyone else like booking things and working, and you're like, why aren't I, why aren't I doing that? You start to spiral a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like also like financially, I was like really struggling, and honestly, I'm still like slowly climbing out of a hole, but like I never had debt before. I was like, really good, financially sound. And then again, once I came back, like I had to use up all my savings to pay for rent, like to do
Yeah.
stuff. Moved back in with my parents. Me and my partner were living together when we moved like out for my job, but then when we came back, we had to like go back to our parents' houses because we couldn't, you know,
Yeah.
find a
Life is
place.
expensive.
Yeah,
Life is very
especially
expensive.
especially when you have to pay for acting classes, headshots, everything. And then if you're in
Yeah.
theater, they also want you to be a really great dancer, really good
Yeah.
singer, really good act. Like, why am I funding all these things at
Yeah.
the same time?
It all adds up.
Yeah. And so I really like started to think about how I would like get through this and get like starting to get through my really hard times. And felt feeling embarrassed even too, like when people would say to me, "Oh my God, you're back. So, like, what are you on to next?" And me
Yeah.
having to say, I don't know, like
Yeah.
I really don't know. I don't know when I'll work again. And I wanted to just take that back because I feel like we shouldn't be embarrassed about that. Like it's just the reality of how our industry is,
Yeah.
especially, I mean, you guys are in the States and
Hmm.
sure, yeah. So like in Canada, our market's different, obviously, because we don't have star system. So and I feel like our work is a lot more like sparse in
Okay.
comparison, maybe. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not
Yeah.
part of the freaking markets, I don't know fully. But I know from hearing from other people that that's kind of how it is. So like just trying to navigate that is so hard, and I I just want to feel like I want to really like actually trust myself and feel good about what I have accomplished instead of focusing on like why I'm not working at the moment or what I haven't done yet.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Uh, and yeah, and it was just really great, like the response that I got. So many people really resonated with it. And even though I kind of knew that, like it was so amazing to see everybody feel like heard or like inspired by what I said. And I just felt so much more comforted knowing that like all of us are the same. And we're all just people who love art trying to live our dreams, you know,
Survive.
we
Yeah.
have the freedom to do it, to
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's,
so beautifully put. And
yeah,
you're
that
right.
is
Thank you.
We've all been through that and keep going through that and
sure.
seeing everyone else like book but you aren't and seeing sometimes maybe you can't even audition because you have to do like other things, you're
Hmm.
right, it
Yeah.
starts to creep in on you and you are not the only one.
No.
Definitely not.
No, but you brought attention to it and you put a spotlight on it, which I think is important, because I call it the after. It's like that's what popped in my head. It's like the after, it's like after all the fun stuff happens and then it's like the after, and
Yeah.
it's hard to trudge through. It's hard to like, it's heavy, it can be soul sucking and I have other thoughts and opinions about stuff, but it's like it's a hard industry, but it's an amazing industry. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be consistently persistent and you don't have to be the best. There are people that are going to be better than you, but like there are people that might be better than you, but they're not doing it. And the difference is you are doing it and you are continuing to do it. And the rejection is real, man. I mean, I just the other day I went back to the resort that I work at. I've been there for a couple months now. I took 6 months off. I took a full-time job in an industry that I'm happy with, but I mean, but it was necessary.
Yeah.
And but creatively, like being on set, like that makes my heart sing. And I went
Yeah.
and I'm also doing part-time job at the resort. And someone's like, "Oh, well, your other job, like being on camera and like doing voiceover stuff." And I was like, "Yeah. Yeah."
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's been months since I booked something on camera, and I book something and I book more regularly voiceover currently, but it's
Yeah.
like it's hard, I mean, it's like it's hard. It's hard to be, yeah. Oh,
Oh no. Just to get on the plane.
flight 123 calling Gabby. You must board immediately.
Okay. I mean, you won't like take off right away, so you'll still be here for a minute.
Yeah, let's
Exactly.
do the
I have 5 minutes. At least in my head, I was like, well, it takes them a while. Everyone's gonna get up. So
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
8:45.
Well, that's okay because we are like almost winding down here anyways. So I mean it's so Gabby can do the fun round table because you said that you're good at improv. Okay, so just pick a
Oh my
number.
gosh.
Just pick a number real quick. Just
Okay.
pick a number,
Okay.
just any number. Like, and I'm gonna give you a question. We're all gonna round table real quick. It just you don't think, you just go. So give me a number.
Okay, 9.
Oh well, okay. And I gotta scroll back down. Okay, this is so funny. If you were famous, what would
Uh-huh.
your stage name be?
Oh my gosh.
You can make it up. We can all make a funny
Oh,
stage name up. We can
oh my gosh. What have I always loved? Oh, I've always loved the name Lola. I don't know why.
Lola.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Lola.
love
That's a cute name.
Lola. Da, da,
Lola.
da, da,
I don't
da.
know. I
I
don't know. Yeah,
I also
something
Yellow feathers in her
something
hair.
art like what's it called? Alliteration? Like just something like Lola La Mana, like something like
Ooh, I
Ooh,
like
I
that.
love that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they'd be
Gab,
like, she's Italian? I'm like,
no.
never know that.
I love that. Gabby,
That's
do you want to go?
beautiful. I feel like that also comes with like a beautiful, outfit or
Yeah,
costume. You need to go all the way with that.
yeah.
I actually have thought about this, even though I don't do on stage acting. I just do voice over. But Mont scent.
Mont?
Is M-
Mont.
Munt?
Mont?
Okay, so my middle name is Montserrat,
Oh yeah.
and then like my second last name because it's they use it here in South America and then in Mexico as well, is centeno. So
Oh,
cent, month
sense.
cent.
Munson. That's
Cute.
cool. I think a lot of people that are on camera, they use a middle name, like, or they use a different name or a different last name, or even in radio, because I come from radio. Like, you might have used like your first name, but you had like a fake or like a, on stage name. I love if I had to rename myself, I would choose Morgan. I like
Oh,
the name Morgan. I don't know.
Huh.
But I don't use like my I don't like my birth first name is
yeah.
different than like my name that I use as like an actor. And I've used this name forever because it's my middle name, but it's like I've used it in radio and I had to change my name because there was already someone with
Oh,
my first name when I went on radio for the very first time, like many, many years ago. And so she was a part of the morning show and they're like, she's got seniority. Sorry, you're gonna have to like choose a different name. And I was like, oh,
crazy. Like, what? It's my
yeah. I
name.
was like, oh. And then so it's like renaming yourself is just kind of like a weird thing. But I think a
Yeah.
lot of actors take their middle name and, maybe create a different last name. And I don't know. You have a stage name, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the point.
I really love my name, so I kind of feel like my full name is Danielle, of course, but I love like I feel like a Danny. Like I do feel like a Danny.
Yeah.
So I feel like I identify with my given name pretty well. Although stage name, sorry, I just thought about it again because you were like I was had time to think while you guys were talking.
Yeah.
I really like blue. Like if my name is just like blue, just
Oh, like,
Oh, that's
like
beautiful.
BLU, like
ooh,
Yeah,
blue.
blue.
yeah.
Yeah. Like Cher. Yeah. Or like
Yeah,
Madonna.
Yeah,
yes, yes.
just
Yes.
one night.
Just like one word. I love it. I love it. I mean, Lady Gaga is probably not born Lady Gaga. I mean, like
Uh,
she
definitely
created
not.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you tell someone, before Gabby has to like run down or run to the airplane? What would you tell someone that is like kind of in a stuck like a low? Because I feel like when you're a creative, you have real high highs and low lows. We've talked about that before. And
Exactly.
obviously staying consistent and persistent and like just one foot in front of another, keep going. But like what would you what do you tell yourself, in the mirror when you hit that like
Hit that wall.
yeah.
Well, first I kind of think about like I think about me in a different like in any other circumstance and I like truly like try to picture I'm like can I see myself being like happy just in life and doing anything else? And when I really think about it I'm like no, because I've kind of tried that and it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So then when I know that I'm like okay, you know what you want, which is like a really important thing. And I do say this to like other people as well.
Hmm.
And I say, if you give up or stop, you are 100% determining your future and your fate. Because
Hmm.
the only way that you can fail is if you do not keep going, right?
Hmm.
Because whatever your like your career looks like, even if you're like an amazing like high up Hollywood star, or if you're someone who works consistently but maybe always like isn't in Hollywood, let's say, right? But
Hmm.
like you're still acting, you're having a full living off of doing this,
Hmm.
that's still you chasing your dream, right? So it's kind of just about perspective. If acting and being creative is what you want to do and you want to get paid for, you want to live off of,
Hmm.
you have to also be okay with what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
So I kind of just like keep thinking of that. Like there's no timeline. And I can
Mm.
also do acting until like literally the day I die. Like I
Oh my
can.
gosh, right?
Right? Yeah. Because it's different from dances too, as well. Like, because that's also something obviously I love, but I know that eventually one day, like, I'm not going to be able to keep up with the way that I'm doing anymore. Like, I'm gonna have to stop at
Yeah.
some point just because my physical body.
Yeah.
But acting, I'm like, I love her, and she'll always be there for me, whatever that looks like, whatever I'm doing in addition to my acting to like supplement my acting career,
Hmm.
it will still be there. And I know that I just like I feel so optimistic about it. I'm like, there's no way that I'm putting in all this effort and if I keep going and keep going and keep growing, that I'm going to go downwards or I'm
Yeah.
going to do right.
Yeah.
But you can't go
No.
backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just got to keep moving forward. And Betty
Exactly.
White, she was like what,
Yeah. I
102?
love
I
Dani
don't know.
Verayo.
She was like so. I mean, and then yeah, anyway. So, I mean, she's like the one that popped in my head when you said I can do acting for the rest of my life. And I
Yeah.
started acting later in life. I'm much older than you. We don't have to talk about that. But, and probably could be your grandma. But,
No.
just kidding.
No.
I tease, I tease. But, but like, I started later in life and I thought, well, what's the point? And then my coach was like, we still need the aunt, we still need the mom, and we still need to have interracial couples, and so there's a place for everybody and everything, height, weight, look, color,
Yeah.
background,
Yeah.
language,
Hmm.
like there's a place for everybody. You just have to find
Hmm.
it, and put yourself out there and keep going, and then also still maintain your day job while
Yeah.
you're in the after
Yeah.
part, and then keep going. So, Gabby, I feel like you're gonna grab your suitcase and run any second here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Um, we're good. Yes.
Do you have
But
a
I also
yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
no, yeah, and I love your optimism and
Yes.
I hope you always keep that spark because I mean it's something that you can tell right away. It just once you start talking about it and it comes out, you glow. But also you can it's contagious.
Mm-hmm.
You inspire others, and I know you definitely made a mark on me, and I want to thank you for coming on
Yeah.
because um we feel so lucky when we get new guests and to talk about their origins and their what they do and
The journey.
how much love and passion they have for
Mm-hmm.
their creative
Yeah.
journey. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. And also, it's just important to hear other people's stories because it's relatable, and having that conversation about how your journey transpired, because someone can say, "Oh, that sounds very similar to me," and they feel validated and they feel like they're not alone. Or they might be like, "Wow, I could do that. Like, I'm not doing it, but I could." And you
Yeah.
inspired someone to do it, So, and having those open, real, unfiltered conversations is like important, and yeah, and sticking together creatively.
No, yes, honestly, like we need the community because
Hmm.
otherwise, like it's just a clusterfuck waiting to happen. Like,
Totally.
we need, like, because we can spiral, we can, if we're alone, we're isolated. Like, it's
Yeah.
so easy to break down. But when you have community, when you have people who can be those sounding boards for you, be that reminder, it's very helpful. And I love being that person for other people. And I also feel like I'm also so passionate about this because that's someone who I wanted to know when I
Hmm.
was, right? Like
Yeah.
feeling like you're doing it all by yourself, but you have someone else showing you that you can try at least at the very least, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
give it a try. Just give it a go. You're never too old. You're never too young.
Yeah.
And if it's important to you, you will find the time, you will find the funds. There's different ways. You don't have to do the top tier stuff. You can find ways, like you said, you can get on YouTube. We've talked about this before, Gabby. You can get on YouTube. You
Yeah.
can watch and figure out how to dance, do the dance moves.
Yeah.
What type
Yeah.
of style are you? Are you freestyle? I'm not like a dancer, so I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I was watching your
Um,
videos. I'm like, oh, she's
I have to go.
good.
I'm
oh,
Okay.
sorry.
oh, yeah,
But
I would kind of categorize that as commercial, like
Bye,
technically not
Gabby. Safe travels. Yeah.
literally. Oh yeah, which is like a mix of everything, but mainly I'd say like jazz funk, hip hop, and like heels as well. But
Okay.
I'm also like revisiting my jazz training. So like now as an adult, I'm like trying to relearn how to do ballet and jazz, and it's so
Oh,
hard, but it's really fun, and I'm having fun, like just
that's
trying
cool.
to be the dancer I always wanted to be that I didn't
Yeah.
get. Yeah.
That's awesome. And it's never too late. You just got to go for it.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
you
my
just got to
body
keep
might be like,
what?
but I said my body might be like, whoa, what are you doing? But it's okay. We're
Yeah.
pretty
You just take your time. So if anyone wants to get a hold of you, I mean, so Gabby made it almost to the end, but if anyone wants to find you, like Gabby found you, how can they connect with you?
yeah. Mainly my biggest platform would be Instagram. So
Yeah.
my at is at Dani Verayo. It's just my name, DaniVerayo.
Uh-huh.
I'm on TikTok as well. Same thing, but with three O's because somebody took my username.
Oh, geez.
A fan page though. It was a fan page. It took my username, which was so funny because they beat me to it. I'm
Oh,
TikTok and I was like, why am I already on this?
right. Oh, that's
Yeah.
frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay. I like it's Dani Verayo. That's like how I so it's okay.
It's like you're on the stage and they're announcing you.
Exactly. So it's fine.
Yeah. I'm the Jocelyn Rocky because there was another Jocelyn. And funny story, really quickly, I didn't know that. And I was using, anyways, I was using, it took the hyperlink took someone to an entirely different Jocelyn that was on an
Oh,
entirely different platform. And I was
oh,
marketing with that. And I was like,
oh my
oh,
gosh.
that's probably not
Crazy.
the best. Yeah. Like, that's not me.
That's crazy, but that's really funny.
I
Sounds like
know. I know. So be very careful about your hyperlinks, people, when you're sharing them in your marketing. So thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on and having this conversation with us. And we always like to keep the door open if we like, if you'd like to come back on and
yeah.
have another conversation. And yeah, so thank you. Appreciate it.
I would
Appreciate
love
you.
to. This was so fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And to Gabby too. Thank you,
I
Gabby. Thank you
yeah.
so much for inviting me on.
Yeah,
I had
yeah,
some
you're welcome. You're welcome.